Once upon a time, in a marketing class in India, my professor told me about a toothpaste company that boosted its sales overnight with a single genius idea. And the idea was make the hole in the tube bigger. That means more paste per squeeze, and the tube runs out faster. People end up buying more. The entire class clapped, and I clapped along them because it was just brilliant. And now, decades later, I'm sitting here thinking, that was brilliant for whom exactly? Turns out that story was probably made up, but the logic behind it, it's running live in every grocery aisle in Canada right now. Welcome to Shrinkflation. This is where the product gets smaller, the price maybe stays the same or even goes up, and the packaging looks identical. And us, standing in the aisle, holding a box we have bought hundreds of times, have no idea it just happened. Before you think it's a conspiracy theory, here is Stats Canada's own official data. Between 2021 and 2023, 29.6% of eligible grocery items in Canada's CPI experienced shrinkflation. That is 1/3 of the products, quietly. No announcements, no apology. Now this part here, I don't know if it's gonna make you laugh or cry. All depends on how your recent grocery shopping went by. Of all the products that shrank, 77.6% were name brands. You know, the ones with Super Bowl commercials, mascots, celebrity endorsements, and catchy jingles. The store brand, you know, the ones which everyone calls cheap, that only accounted for 22.4% of the shrinkflation cases. So the brand that spent millions convincing you it's premium is the one that is most likely to quietly hand you less of it. And the expensive lesson here is you're quietly paying for that ad budget every time you pick up that name brand in the store. Do you want to hear something that is genuinely outrageous? In Canada, most groceries are not taxed. Snack-sized products are, and the line between the grocery and a snack is just the package size. Take for example an ice cream being sold in a container under 500 ml. This is legally classified as a snack in Canada, and it's taxable. So when a company quietly shrank their ice cream container below that threshold, to save on the product cost of course, two things happened simultaneously. You got less ice cream, and the government started charging HST and GST on it. Where's the letter? Where's the announcement? Where is our memo? There was no label change, just that the container got slightly smaller. The shelf price held steady, and at checkout, a new tax appeared. That's 3 ways we lost our money from one quiet decision made in a boardroom we'll never see. To be fair, we are always fair on this channel. The government did notice. In 2023, the government created a grocery task force specifically to monitor shrinkflation. The budget 2024 even committed to tackling it. The Office of Consumer Affairs even launched research projects to investigate it. And as of today, there is zero formal rules, zero mandatory labeling. And guess how many fines? Yep, zero. Meanwhile, in Brazil, they legislated transparency requirements. In France, supermarkets posted signs on shelves calling out the shrunken products by name. In Hungary, they passed laws. But in Canada, they funded a report funding further research. Of course, eventually they did produce a grocery code of conduct. And interestingly, it was voluntary and industry-led. And the government's own documentation admits it cannot be linked to lower food prices. It took 3 years to implement, and phase 1 was dedicated entirely to education and collaboration. So what can we do about this? It literally takes 10 seconds and costs us nothing. We are used to looking at the package price. Instead, we got to start looking at price per 100 grams or price per unit. Every Canadian grocery store is legally required to display this on the shelf tag, and most people never look at it. When you compare the price per unit, shrinkflation becomes instantly visible. The name brand that shrank 15% at the same price is now obviously more expensive than the the store brand it used to compete with, and all of this with the shelf price being the same. So the store brand is our leverage. The moment enough people switch, the math changes for the company. That's the only language that gets a response faster than a really helpful task force. The good part is 3/4 of Canadians have noticed shrinkflation, and nearly half of them switched brands because of it. But a third of them still bought the name brand anyway. And the last third are exactly the people whom these companies are counting on. That's the inertia buyer. It's that loyal customer who buys the same product out of habit without checking the weight. Let's get out of that 1/3 statistic. So that toothpaste story I told earlier, that might have been a fiction, but the idea behind it, the one to make a small invisible change so the customer spends more without realizing it, that's documented and that's measured. Stats Canada likes putting a number on it. The hole gets bigger, the box gets smaller, and we all get the bill. And the task force? Oh, it's still researching it. If you have stayed this long, do consider liking the video. And unlike all the named brands, there is no concept of shrinkflation in Guru Samvad. So smash that subscribe button. And I'll guarantee you, way before the task force comes up with a resolution, I'll have my next video ready.